All right, so why is Rahul turning into a serial woman beater? Joining us now in our studio is Bhavna Burmi. She's a senior consulting psychiatrist at Fortis Escorts. Ms. Burmi, your first analysis of this entire episode, does it point towards some kind of a psychological problem in Rahul Mahajan?
It's very, very unfortunate that there are things like this which are happening in our urban literate society in times of today. Keeping everything in mind, I think there is a trend towards a sociopathic personality that probably Rahul is epitomizing. The basic gist of a sociopathic personality is that these people have a lot of stress, they internalize their stress and their frustration, and then they don't have very adaptive ways of coping or dealing with this stress. So they get very abusive. Abusive could be in terms of abusing substances, it could be in verbal abuses, emotional abuses, suspicion, as well as physical assaults, and sometimes, as in this case, even getting violent. Also, another parameter is that there is a lot of instability in long-term relationships. Short-term relationships work very well, but when it is a long-standing relationship, then a lot of pathology is seen. And the third symptom is that the guilt factor is very minimal. That means people with sociopathic personalities don't learn by their mistakes. They internalize, experience, and kind of repeat that episode as in when the frustration levels become high.
All right. So you're talking about how the problem can manifest itself in many ways through substance abuse, through physical abuse, and we've seen both of that happening in the case of Rahul Mahajan. Dr. Burmi, just stay on with us because let's get our viewers' opinion on this entire episode. Aruna now joins us on the phone line from Hyderabad. Go on, Aruna, what do you have to say? Aruna, can you hear me? All right, we seem to have lost that telephone line. But again, Dr. Burmi, you know, the whole thing that has happened in the last 24 hours, Dimpy Mahajan walking out on her husband, then going back and saying we are trying to make amends, we'll try and effect some kind of a patch up, that is not recognizing the problem. There is a serious problem over here, but you're just trying to cover it up. The man clearly needs help.
Actually, definitely any individual going through this kind of a situation, any relationship going through this kind of a situation needs mentorship, needs guidance. Both individuals, whether it is the husband or the wife, and in this case Rahul and Dimpy, should actually reflect, internalize on what are the current concerns that they need to deal with, what is the current personality that they're dealing with. And in the personality, both things, there are strengths which need to be enhanced and there are areas of improvement that need to be worked upon. But the
so introspection here is going to be very important. Dr. Burmi will speak about that also. But Raj from Bangalore wants to say something. Go on, Raj. What is your opinion?
So my opinion is one of the reasons for this is... Hello?
Yes, go on, Raj. We can hear you.
One of the reasons for all these things going on is we give too much importance to these kind of episodes. We have been partially to be blamed is the TV people, where they give much more importance that is required. I mean, Rahul Mahajan is just a sample of the many people who are going through these kind of stress in our country.
All right, Raj, thank you very much for calling in with your views. Payal from Faizabad now joins us. Go on, Payal. What do you have to say?
Basically what we are seeing from all the TV news and all, and past also we have seen, according to us, he is having some mental problem, and for that his mother or some whatsoever his colleague should send him to the hospital so that proper treatment should be taken care of. Otherwise, we can see after some days or month or year that if he will do something wrong, that will be really wrong for our society. So everything take care, according to me, the medical this thing should be taken care of.
All right, Payas, thank you very much for joining us with your views. Dr. Burmi, also want to ask you about this whole thing, the fact that Rahul Mahajan has been on TV, appeared on a number of reality shows. Do you think at some point the line between real and real has blurred for him?
See, whenever an individual is a celebrity, whenever the person is ready to come on reality shows, the psyche of the individuals is different from the rest of the celebrities because they are sharing a lot of their privacy and intimacy on a reality show, and especially even being ready to get married on a show like what Rahul exhibited. There are two sides to every person or celebrity who's into this kind of a thing. One is a projected self and one is a real self. Now, a lot of times when you saw Rahul on the screen, there was very little exhibition of this front of him, in which there was impulsiveness or violence or anger. On the contrary, his projective self was a very calm, cool self in which there was a lot of, yes, sometimes flirtatiousness, but a happy interpersonal relationships that he was wanting to form with a lot of people, and slightly intimate ones with few others as well. And his private self, when it comes to from the long-standing history that we see from 2005 onwards for these last 5 years, shows a completely different aspect for it. So probably rather than saying that it is kind of ambiguous and it gets lulled in, I think there is somewhere a kind of a split between his projected and his real self, which is not being able to manage very well, especially now when the situation of stress has occurred in his life.
All right, and now the real face of Rahul Mahajan has also been exposed to the TV viewing public. Tapan Das also is with us on the phone line from Hyderabad. Go on, Tapan, what is your opinion? Tapan, what do you want to say about this entire episode? The fact that Dimpy Mahajan walked out alleging physical abuse and then went back, tried for reconciliation with her husband. All right, Ahmad, another one of our viewers is with us from Bangalore. Go on, Ahmad, what do you have to say?
I want to say that we have to respect the women in our society. See, without anything, the media people had made him a celebrity, like, He's not at all desired to it. So that is our society's fault that we are doing such a thing. And again, we are wanted to counsel him, blah, 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 blah thing. See, we have a proof that he is doing to a various women.
But my question to you, Ahmad, is after seeing this entire episode, do you think that action should be taken against Rahul Mahajan, that his wife should in fact go to the police?
There is no law of the land. So there is nothing like counseling him, blah, blah, etc. First of all, we have to book him, then he'll be all right in future.
All right, so Ahmad is of the view that instead of coming to the media, maybe Dimpy Mahajan should have gone to the police, ensured that proper legal action is taken against Rahul Mahajan if indeed he has abused her physically. We'll continue to take more calls from our viewers, also get the psychological perspective from Dr. Bhavna Burmi. But for the time being, we have to take a very short break. We'll return on the other side. Keep calling in on the number flashing on your TV screens.
Today.
Yes, we're talking about the serial woman beater Rahul Mahajan. Not only has he faced allegations of physical abuse from his two wives, but now one of his former girlfriends, Payal Rohatgi, has also come out and said that he also physically assaulted her. What do our viewers think about this? Snehal from Hyderabad now joins us on the phone line. Go on, Snehal, what do you have to say?
Yes, I want to say that Rahul Mahajan is a serial beater and he enjoys his bad publicity also. I think so. कि उसको वो ये भी अच्छा लगने लगा है bad publicity. I am speaking from Dombivli, not Hyderabad.
All right, thank you very much for speaking to us. Snehal, Sachin from Mumbai is with us on the phone line. Sachin, do you think it is a publicity stunt like Snehal was suggesting?
Absolutely. I think it's irresponsible behavior from Rahul as well as the two girls, because right now they are just crazy about getting their publicity, because they should have approached the law rather than approaching the media. So that would have been the right way of going about it.
All right, Sachin, thank you very much for speaking to Headlines today. Trishna from Chennai is also with us. Trishna, do you really think it's a publicity stunt or it's actually a manifestation of a psychological problem? The man has a psychological issue. That is why he's beating all these women.
Hello. Yeah, I think actually
Mahajan is mentally psychic because he has done so much of shameful things on television with Payal Rastogi. Even after that, they are putting him for Swayamvar and all that to marry with Dimpy, and that's, I don't know for what Dimpy is marrying him, even after seeing all these things on television. And he should have brains to understand that man is not able to take care of a woman. So it had to happen, actually.
All right, so some people... All right, so some viewers of the opinion that it's a case of just desserts. Rohit from Bangalore is also with us. Go on, Rohit, have your say.
Hi, I have actually 2 points. Number one, it is a personal affair of these two people. There's lots of violence happening all over the country, so that's okay, you leave it aside. Number two, why are we only pointing out at Rahul Mahajan? There could be some problem there towards the Dimpy side as well. Why are we not thinking or looking towards that aspect of the life?
Because Rohit, we're talking here about physical abuse, and Dimpy has shown that she was shown signs of physical abuse.
Correct, but then there was some news of some SMSs which was blocked or something which we could not read. So maybe there is some different side to it.
All right, Rohit, thanks for speaking to us, but I would just like to clarify that even if there was the case of an SMS, there is absolutely no reason for a man to raise his hand on his wife. Shobha from Dalhousie also wants to say something. Go on, Shobha.
The problem is with media that they've given him so much, space here, and he doesn't deserve it. He's been coming in all top shows, and I think this man doesn't deserve it, and he should be shown his place.
And what place do you think he belongs to? Do you think that some action should be taken against him and the man should be put behind bars?
Yes, he should. He has no right to touch the ladies there. Everybody has respect.
All right, Shobha, thank you very much for speaking to us. Fayaz from Jammu also now joins us. Go on, Fayaz.
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, you are showing this Rahul Mahajan from last 24 hours. I think, hello?
Yes, go on, Fayaz.
This is, I think, it is not a good, so, because from last 20 hours, it is not such a big issue. This happens in whole India. Most importantly is in Jammu and Kashmir. From last 24 hours, 5 lives have lost in Jammu and Kashmir. But your channel, your media doesn't show those things. I think this is disgusting for the democracy of India and also for the media, which is not showing. On 200 people have injured.
All right, Fayaz, I would just like to clarify for you that barely 20 minutes ago we have given a complete update on the situation in Jammu and Kashmir. But thanks anyway for calling in and having your say, Dr. Burmi. But the question that everyone is asking is that is Rahul Mahajan a threat to all the women he has been in a relationship with? Should he be given some serious psychological treatment?
Absolutely. There is a lot of sadism that is seen in his sociopathic personality, in which there is some kind of a pleasure that he derives out of hurting another person, whether it is in intimate relationships with his spouses, or it is in his relationships that he has with his other girlfriends. I think he definitely needs to bring about a lot of stability and harmony in himself, and the entire core of a relationship, which is love, trust and respect, is seen to be somewhere imbalanced over here. Because whether you look at trust through the SMS issue, or whether you look at what Payal was saying, that if she is late for a few minutes or a few hours, there was a lot of mistrust and a lot of suspicion that came about, and of course coupled with the violence that he's been exhibiting verbally, physically as well as emotionally, there needs to be a lot of stability that he needs to come into, and there needs to be not just counseling but intense psychotherapy in which he evaluates, reflects and then takes a course of action which is going to deal with him as a person in a much better manner.
All right, Dr. Bhavna Burmi, thank you very much for joining us in our studios with your expert perspective. The general consensus seems to be that maybe it's not entirely the smartest thing for Dimpy to go back to Rahul Mahajan and expect that time will heal all the wounds and everything will be fine. Maybe Rahul Mahajan should go in for some psychiatric evaluation and treatment. With that, we wrap up this show right here. Coming up next, it's time for some Dil Dosti as Telestars rejoin.